Hello, people. This is Purvi. We are once again on the show Sitaro ke Saath Saath. This time it is 2022. A very happy new year to each one of you. Let's start the year with a big bang. A powerful personality who has contributed hugely to Indian cinema, an actor who has made a prominent mark in Bollywood. Today, the guest is Divya Dutta, a very beautiful, gorgeous, super smart, super talented actress of Bollywood and a poet. The talented actor is a national award winner who has acted in more than 100 feature films in Hindi and Punjabi. She has done every character and role and she has got an award for it. She has outstanding, she is unstoppable actress. She has been catering different roles and mostly an award is always lined up for her role. She has done prominent films like Bhag Milka Bhag, Stanley Ka Dabba, Veer Zara, Delhi 6. She has received many awards and for film like Welcome to Sajjanpur and Delhi 6, she has won a national award for Divya for Irada. Yes, and she has bagged an OTT film award in the lockdown. Imagine Special Ops, if you remember. All of us were watching Special Ops while we were locked down. She has won an award for that. And she is a simple girl from Ludhiana. She has been brought up by single women, single mother, single handedly. She lost her father at a very young age, but her mother was very brave, fearless, and strong. And she has brought up Divya Datta in such a great way. And you can see, where she is. And Divya Datta has written a memoir on her mother. And we will really like to hear something about that. She has spent Me and Ma. And now she has come up with a second book. That is The Stars in My Sky is a second book that was launched 2 months back and it's doing very well. It is a very unique book. Book says about all her experience in Bollywood, which is very interesting to hear. The experience she had with different Bollywood stars like Amitabh Bachchan, Amir Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, Devanand. I mean, you can just imagine how interesting our conversation would be. Let's welcome super gorgeous Divya Datta. Welcome to our show, Divya ji. How are you?
Thank you, Purvi. That's such a lovely introduction. Thank you. Tahe dil se shukriya. And hi to everyone who is listening to us and a very happy new year to you all.
Okay, Divyaji, we wanted to ask that what is the great force that keeps you going and that too higher and higher with time. You are more outstanding, you're performing more, and with every character and the role you are something different, and the challenge you take it in your stride and the way you do it. What is that force that makes you reach the stars and decorate your own sky? That is your book, The Stars in My Sky. So please tell us, what is that energy that keeps you going?
Well, I think, Purvi, what keeps me going, I think, is the love and support that my family has always given me, especially my mother. And it's very beautiful that your parents believe in your dreams and they kind of support you through thick and thin. And I always wanted to be an actor. It was like a passion for me. It wasn't just another profession for me. And my mother being a doctor, I coming from a family of doctors, everyone was like, Divya should be very academically, doing something which is a profession that is more academically inclined because I was very good at my studies. But my mother really stood by me, and she said, if she wants to be an actor, then I am with her. And I tell you, when I look back in life, Purvi, I can't thank my mother enough for believing in my dreams, for letting me do what I really wanted to do. Because many children are only struggling to tell their parents how badly they want to do something, and they sometimes are not allowed, and sometimes there's a difference and conflict. एंड वो जो एंथुजियाज्म होता है कुछ करने का वो रह जाता है बिकॉज आपके पेरेंट्स आपके साथ नहीं है तो आई हैव बीन वेरी लकी दैट वे दैट my mother has always been by my side. So she has been like a rock for me, my strength. And now that she's not there in the physical world, I find her inside me. giving me the strength I keep looking for. मैं तो वही हूँ, I'll always need strength. And life is always going this way. It's never like straight. And you can't ever say that you've achieved enough. You always, like you said, you're getting better. Thank you so much. But you always have to strive harder. You always have to keep just rediscovering yourself, just finding new things to do. And sometimes there are like letdowns also for you, and what comes back to you is your belief in yourself and in your profession, and the people who love you. So I think that's what keeps me going, Purvi, to answer your question.
That's nice to hear. Okay, Divyaji, you will be the first Bollywood actress who has come up with such a unique book, The Stars in My Sky, where you're writing about all the experiences you had with the different Bollywood actors and actresses. You know what it is. The heroine talking about the heroine, or a heroine talking about the other hero, is such a taboo in society. But the way you do it, the way you have written the book, with such a grace, and you have come out with all the secrets and the candid things. So if you can tell us, like, what really inspired you to pen down this book?
Purvi, it's a very beautiful journey. Like my all my people who've been close to me, they gave my first book a lot of love, me and Ma. And then nobody said that is it. Everyone said, "Okay, what next are you writing?" So it was a continuous journey for me, and I always thought, "Okay, what is it that I'm most passionate about after writing about my mom?" And it was only the world of movies that I belonged to, and my journey herewith. And I think what always brought me a smile was the people who made it even more beautiful. The people you meet on the sets, the people you just met, and the people you've grown up watching their movies, adoring them, idolizing them, and then you meet and work with them, and then somewhere along they have such beautiful impacts on you. तो मुझे लगता है पूर्वी what happens, हम लोग काम करते हैं साथ में, बातचीत करते हैं, लेकिन we never get this opportunity to tell a person how much that person matters to you. So this book is for those stars in my sky who have brightened my life very beautifully. And this is my way of thanking all these people who are huge achievers in their own right, to just tell them that I really love them and thank you for making my life and my career so much more beautiful.
You have said it correctly in a book that there were two professions that are most amazing, acting and writing, and you
That's
have
right.
justified both. I think the way you
Thank
have
you.
integrated and, yeah, made the most of it. Let us know the fine art of blending these two different art together.
Well, there's no rocket science in it, Purvi. It's just that one fine day, I mean, you doing something else and you suddenly decide, okay, I must host a show, and you're doing a darn good job of it. So it's just happening organically, right? Some things just happen. So for me, I was like, when in school we used to have the school magazine where I used to always write a story. I mean, my school or college wouldn't take a magazine unless there was a write up from me. So that was really nice. And then after that, I started, when I became an actor, I started writing newspaper columns, which were my columns. And there was a beautiful connect I had with the readers. So sometimes when I was shooting, तो मैं नहीं लिखती थी, तो my editors used to message me, please लिखो, हमें mails आ रहे हैं कि दिव्या का write up किधर है. So I just thought, what a beautiful connect that you have through your movies with your audience, and similarly with your readers through what you write. And it just organically started. And my biggest fear always was to lose my mother. I've been
Hmm.
extremely close to her. And when it actually happened, I wanted to celebrate a beautiful parent with the entire world. I just wanted to say how an ideal parent should be, and how a mother and daughter can be best friends. So all that, I wanted to just celebrate it. And this idea just came to me, and I went to my publishers, Penguin House, and I just said, I want to write this book called Me and Ma. I don't know where the title came to me from.
I know
And
you.
And the book did so well. I remember I was at the airport and this girl just came hugging me and she said, "Thank you for reintroducing me to my mother. I take her so for granted. कभी तो phone उठाती भी नहीं हूँ उनका, लेकिन अब मैं जाते ही उनको मिली." And I gave her a big hug. So it felt nice. It felt a beautiful validation. So I think from an actor, it's just an extension for me being an author. It's nothing bizarrely different. I think somewhere is interconnected where I connect with not just my audience, but also my readers.
Yeah, and the titles, of course, are very interesting. The Stars in My Sky. And moreover, the book, like, Bollywood has always been a fantasy for a common man. Like, what's happening in Bollywood? What are the stars? Who are the stars? What are they in the real life? And this book has helped a lot, like, to viewers to know, like, when they will read, they will come to know about it, like your experiences with the stars. But if you can share with the viewers, like, your few great moments with the big superstars like Amitabh Bachchan, Devanand ji, Dharmendra ji, Jackie Shroff, Shah Rukh Khan. I mean, you have written fantastic experiences in that. I read few of the extracts
You
from it,
did?
and
You did read? Okay, that's lovely.
so
So,
I think download it on Kindle too,
yes,
and you can
it's
order on
unkindled.
Amazon. Yes. If you can,
Yes.
yeah, share a few moments which you have shared with them. Like, how was your time with Amitabh Bachchan ji?
Well, Mr. Bachchan, I think for all of us has been a reason that we joined the movies. I used to tear my mother's saris and dupattas, and I used to dance on Khaike Pan Banaras Wala. And I used to call all my neighborhood kids and tell them, "Listen, you have to watch me dance on Mr. Bachchan's song, and I will give you a samosa and a gulab jamun." So,
Okay.
so all used to be bribed to watch me dance, but the dance that came, looking up to that one man, Mr. Bachchan, I think was straight from the heart. And I really wanted to belong to the world where Amitabh Bachchan belonged. I loved him so much. I love him so much. And I really do. And I love his movies. I love the cinema he does. And I wanted to be, in his world of work. And so beautifully, I think universe conspires that I actually became an actor, and I got to do my second or third film with him, which was Bagban. And
Oh,
yes, so and I think from that film on, I remember I used to feel so bad mouthing nasty lines to him because I played a bad daughter-in-law in that, and I used to get very upset because I didn't know how to detach myself from the role. And he was so sensitive. He realized that this little girl is not knowing how to differentiate between real and real life. So one day he just called me, says, "Come here. You're being very mean to me in this film, and my fans won't like it. They're gonna just run chase you with hockey sticks." And I suddenly became so defensive. I said, "Are, but sir, this is just a film and I'm only playing a role." And there was such a pause. And I think in the most unassuming way, he kind of taught me what I needed to know, that you have to kind of detach yourself from the world that you're acting in. And that is, I think, the enormity, the bigness, the generosity of Mr. Bachchan, who's an institution in himself. So, and after that, such a beautiful bond I've had with him through and through. And when my first book released, he launched it, and for my second book, Stars in My Sky, he wrote the foreword. So for me, I think life just came a full circle as far as he's concerned.
yeah, my viewers would also like to know your experiences with the other Bollywood stars, like, Shah Rukh Khan, the most energetic hero in Bollywood.
Then one fine day when I was in the world of movies, तो मैं अपनी तस्वीरें, my pictures, I had a portfolio of pictures to show to take to offices to meet producers. And one day I was just climbing up the steps of a producer's office, and somebody just ran down, and we just bumped into each other, and my file of pictures just fell down. And it was such a filmy moment. I looked up and he also looked up, and it was Shah Rukh. And I was like, oh
Oh,
my God, who did I just see? Shah Rukh. And he picked up my pictures and he said, hey, Divya, how are you? So I was so taken aback. How did he know my name? I was a newcomer. So he said, your pictures and your name are up there, shortlisted for the film. So I hope you get it. He was so charming always. I think is one of the most the sweetest co-star that you can have. Very helpful, very charming. He'll go out of his way to make you feel comfortable. And he's a Badshah for a reason. And I had a lovely time shooting Veer Zara with him. Shah is one of my very favorite people.
and Dharmendra ji, like, you have played roles with different generation actors, like all of them, the macho man coming in real. What was your experience with him?
Well, Dharamji and I come from the same town in Punjab. It's near Ludhiana. It's called Sanewal. And there's a lovely incident that I always will remember is that when my mother was a doctor in that place, she was a civil surgeon there. So her patients used to come, and one fine day, one of her patient friends just came and said, Dharamji came in the night. He went to his house. He sat in all the places that he grew up in, and then he got very really emotional, and then he left in the morning before everyone woke
Oh,
up. So I was very surprised. I said, why did he come in the night and not meet anyone and just go like that? And years later, when I became an actor and I revisited that town, and I crossed the corridors where my mother was a doctor, and I could just hear all the echoes of her voice, everything. And I just wanted to be alone, just reminiscing my beautiful childhood days. And I sat near my older house, and suddenly somebody came and said, hey, you're Divya, right? So I said, can I just be alone, please? Can you leave me alone for a bit? I just want to sit here by myself. I then recollected and realized that that is why Dharamji didn't meet anyone when he went back. It's your beautiful time with your childhood, with your own mitti. And that is what I realized years later when I myself became an actor.
actually, I want to ask, about each and every star. So many
I'm
stars that
not telling, you have to read the book.
the conversation is getting candid and crisp, but we need to take a break. But after the break, we are going to meet a very interesting person along with interesting and superstar Divya Dutta. Let's take a break and come back and find him and talk to him. So, welcome back. Sitaro is presented by River Comics, IndusTV, and We International. We are in conversation with gorgeous Divya Dutta, and we have one more interesting person joining us. He is number one Bollywood artist promoter in USA. Let's welcome Mr. Bharat Goradia.
Thank you, Purvi ji, for your nice words of introduction. First of all, इंडस टीवी के सारे दर्शकों को भरत गोरडिया का सादर प्रणाम, पूर्वी को नमस्ते, एंड दिव्या जी आपको ग्लोबल नमस्ते, since you are an international personality and now an international author. It is my great pleasure and privilege to welcome you on one of the finest talk show of all time, that's called Sitaro ke Saath. Divya ji, since we are on virtual meeting, we cannot present you a bouquet of flowers, but I would certainly like to present a bouquet of some of your films. You have acted in more than 100 films. So the bouquet of films goes like this, कि नाम है मेरा राम सिंह चार्ली, नाम है मेरा राम सिंह चार्ली, और प्यार से लोग मुझे छोटे सरकार करके बुलाते हैं। मैं दिल्ली 6 में रहता हूँ और जोगर्स पार्क में एक दिन मॉर्निंग वॉक करके जा रहा था, तब मोनिका नाम की एक खूबसूरत हीरोइन से मेरी मुलाकात हो गई और ये डेंजरस इश्क बन गया और कसम खा ली कि इश्क में जीना और इश्क में मरना और लव खिचड़ी हो गई। और उसके बाद तो हम एक दूसरे से मुलाकात करने लगे, पिक्चर देखने लगे, एक के बाद वीर ज़ारा, उमराव जान, भाग मिल्खा भाग, एंड लॉट्स ऑफ अदर पिक्चर्स वी हैव सीन टुगेदर। अल्टीमेटली वो दिन आ गया, उन्होंने कहा कभी आएगी राजा की बारात, हमने कहा जरूर, और थोड़े ही दिन में हमने अग्नि साक्षी के सामने शादी के लड्डू खा लिए और अपने माता पिता के पास उनके आशीर्वाद लेने चले गए बदलापुर, और वहां लोगों ने हमारा वेलकम टू सज्जनपुर में इतना स्वागत किया, और आज हमारा इरादा जो उनको स्लीपिंग पार्टनर बनाने का था वो पूरा हो गया और हम धाकड़ जिंदगी जी रहे हैं, धाकड़ जिंदगी जी रहे हैं।
I've never heard something like this before, Bharatji. How lovely.
Yeah, pleasure. So I tried yesterday night for 1 hour to see to it all your pictures, and sub by heart bola without looking at any of your pictures.
Yeah, Bharat. Lovely.
So once again, a very, very hearty welcome to you, Divya ji, on this wonderful show. Pleasure is mine. All the very best. This is for New Year.
Thank you. Ji, aapka bhi.
Okay, Divya ji, we will like to ask, like, who is the most interesting star, a star that appealed you intellectually, one who holds you with his mantle charm?
There are lots of them, but I think somebody I am really, really impacted by is Shabana ji. And there's so many. I mean, I've been lucky, Javed Saab, Gulzar Saab, Bachchan Saab. I think they're all so lovely and so intelligent and so amazing. But I think Shabana ji, for me, has been somebody who I have always looked up to as one of my very favorite actresses. And I love the way she has been through, she has handled and balanced her life and her profession and the way she is. And I got to know her such close quarters after I was in the industry.
And which actor is most vibrant and lively person in real life?
Me.
I will.
There's Juhi. I think Juhi is so vibrant and so lively and so full of life and very positive. And I totally love her. She is always smiling through not just happy times, but also the low times. And I think that's the mark of a very, very strong woman.
Okay. The diverse roles that you are playing every time, looking fresh and new with whatever you play to break the monotony and come out as a winner every time. What is your secret and USP that you go with the flow and still set to be different?
Purvi, I think the mantra would be to have a childlike excitement about life. So I think whatever decisions you take, you need to enjoy what you're doing. You need to have a blast. You need to be excited as a child. हम लोग बड़े हो जाते हैं ना पूर्वी, हमें लगता है कि हमें grown ups की तरह behave करना है. जरूरी नहीं है. Of course आपको अपना worldly wise चीजें तो करनी है, लेकिन अंदर का बच्चा हमेशा बरकरार रहना चाहिए. नहीं तो हम अपने आप को बहुत seriously ले लेते हैं. So I just feel that is very important, even with the work that you do.
There are million of upcoming artists. I mean, so many new artists coming in, and there are a lot of star children coming in. But what sets you apart? from all of them. You make your way and you won the award every time. So
You have to ask that to the audience, Purvi. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what sets me apart. All I know is that I am extremely passionate and I totally love my work. I have no other explanation.
wow, it's such a privilege, to hear you. Like we have a talking book. I mean, this is so nice. You have revealed so much from the stars in the sky. We'll have to take a break and come back with more interesting question. We will surely have a rapid fire when we come back. Let's take a break.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for We International Founder, President, Chairman, Mr. Bharat Goradia, Bollywood star. Mr. Bharat Goradia with legendary singers from Indian music industry. He believes in spreading smiles over everyone's faces. Sports champion. The Dada Saheb Phalke Award and Bharat Gaurav Pride of India Award winner Mr. Bharat Goradia has been innumerably awarded across the globe for his outstanding work in the field of promoting Indian arts and culture all over the world.
Okay, welcome back to Sitaro ke Saath Saath. Sitaro ke Saath Saath is presented by River Comics, IndusTV, and We International. We are in conversation with the super talented Divya Dutta. We start our rapid fire. Let's see what runs in. What is one good habit that you appreciate of a particular star?
Punctuality, Mr. Bachchan.
Tell us the biggies, the superstars who are your friends.
Well, whoever's in the book, I know them beautifully. So Bachchan Saab, Nasir Saab, Anupam Kher, Rajat Kapoor, as I said, Shabana Ji, Javed Saab, Rakesh Mehra, Neeraj Pandey, the directors, Sriram Raghavan, so many, there's so many.
And the role close to your heart?
Whichever film I do because the roles are some other roles that I love. But I think people have really loved me in Bhag Milkha Bhag, so I would go with that. Veer Zara, Badlapur, Dilli Che, Stanley Ka Dabba. I think these are films people have really loved me in.
So you have been close in Bollywood. It's like, which is the couple whose bonding you really appreciate? Like, we want
Shabana
to know more.
Javed Saab, any day.
You're on this side. Sorry?
I think I love their bonding. They're best friends. They're good friends. They're so compatible.
Okay.
They discuss literature. They discuss issues. They joke. It's so beautiful. I mean, I always think if I have a partner, it has to be something like the relationship has to be like that.
If you ever dreamed about a big star proposing to you for a date, you have to tell me this.
No, I surely will tell you. I had, and my book says it, I had crushes on two people. One was Salman Khan, one was Farhan Akhtar. Both of them played my brothers eventually, which was the biggest tragedy that happened. But yes, I most definitely dreamt that they would propose to me, especially Salman. When I saw Maine Pyar Kiya. Yeah.
And what are the few compliments that you have received in Bollywood? You have to tell me this.
There are lots, I think, but one came from director Dharmesh. One came from director Dharmesh Darshan when at the premiere of Veer Zara, when it was interval time and I was surrounded for the first time. I was crowded by people. I was signing autographs, and Dharmesh ji just came to me. He said, and it was like early 2000. Now is the time when all the actresses are doing character-oriented roles. Earlier, it was like do a typical heroine role, but in Veer Zara, it was a very unconventional role. It was a significant role which stood in its own way. And so Dharmesh ji told me, he said, Divya, you are a star actor and you will be here not for 10 years or 20 years. You'll be here all your life and people will love you through. So I think somewhere his words just came true as well. And all these things really matter. I remember Rishiji telling me such beautiful things. You hold these words dear, coming from people you have really loved through your life. And then they say something nice for you is very cherished.
Thank you so much, Divya ji, to be so honest and to be so interesting. We are all looking forward to read more books from you.
Divya ji, on behalf of
Bharat,
our sponsor, River Comics, we International and IndusTV, thank you so very much for sparing your valuable time, sharing your experiences, and especially with the superstars like Dharmendra ji, Amitabh ji, Shahrukh Khan, and so on. And now I think the star in my sky will be definitely Divya Dutta, because she's the one who has inspired and encouraged not only me, but all the young generations. And I can assure you that after going through and listening to you, more and more people will buy books and definitely be inspired and encouraged. Wishing you all the very best in all your forthcoming projects. ऐसे ही powerful performance देते रहिए, अच्छी books लिखते रहिए, सबके दिल जीतते रहिए और COVID को दूर भगाते रहिए. Because I think by reading your books, people can avoid the out of the trauma of COVID. So that is another.
Oh, that's so sweet, Bharat. Thank you so much. That's really
all the very best wishes. Wishing you all the best for all your forthcoming projects, and see you very soon in USA.
See you soon, sir. See you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.